get her the ball playing inside out, Gusters become so difficult to defend. And then on the other side for the Sooners, Skylar Vann, a 2-time Sixth Woman of the Year in Big 12 history. She has done a great job making herself a 3-level scorer, but her ability to get to the basket and play a physical game makes her so special.
These young ladies know each other well. Cowgirls have had a very difficult season. We'll document that for you. And the former Cowgirl that transferred in, and what a story she is. Lexi Keys, from an Oklahoma family, but made her way from Stillwater here for her senior year. And what a difference maker she can be. And the opening tap is controlled to Oklahoma State. Our officials: Kevin Pethtel, Angelica Suffren, and Anthony Robinson. Tough pass, it was deflected, led to a turnover. And here come the Sooners. Williams can't get it to go, but there's a quick follow, an offensive putback by Vann.
OU's offense starts with their defense. They're focused on trying to double in the post, take down Gusters, and make it uncomfortable for her to move.
Garzone is an outstanding shooter, as is that young lady Hurd, and she will be heard from today.
Well, look, you can be heard from when you spread the floor like that. Oklahoma State doing a great job spreading out OU's defense. Ooh.
Quick answer from Skylar Vann.
Anything you can do, I can do better. Skylar Vann, such a lethal scorer because she's constantly hunting her shot.
5-3 Oklahoma over Oklahoma State. Nice little adjustment you saw right there from Quincy Noble out of McKinney, Texas, transferred in from New Mexico. Oh, that's a beautiful interior pass, huh? Great cut by Vann and an equally outstanding dish from Sahara Williams.
Hard cuts lead to open baskets. Great job by Vann cutting down hard, beating her defender, catching her off guard.
Vann has all 7 for Oklahoma. J.C. Hoyt, 36 years young, out of Wichita State, having to battle so many difficult times with injuries and circumstances that have her lose some players she anticipated having. It's been a real mash unit. It's been a mash unit. No doubt.
She also said, be ready, you might need to put a jersey on potentially.
Beautifully done by Williams. She can put it on the deck. This is an extraordinarily versatile Oklahoma team.
OSU has to slow down pace. If they can make this a half-court game, that's going to favor them with the tempo.
There's Jenny Baranchik. Jenny's a tremendous coach. Just turned 42 a couple of days ago. Was the outstanding coach at Drake before making her way here. A great player in the Big Ten at one time, and of course an Iowan. Came from a basketball family, just as her counterpart Hoyt did. And there's a beautiful shot. Well done.
The depth from Garzone. If Oklahoma State can continue spreading the floor and spreading OU's defense out, they're going to have opportunities to then get to the basket.
And Garzone has got to give help to Gusters about that runner. That is Nevaeh Tot, Columbus, Ohio, from John Paul II in Texas, where she prepped. There's a high lob into Gusters, too deep, and that forces another turnover.
And as a result, the three-point line has been open. OU's concerned about the interior. That means the exterior. Lior Garzone knocking it down with confidence. Shoulder square to the basket. Then Tot, you know, she's only 5'3", but she plays with so much heart, and she's so quick, completely gets OU where they need to be offensively.
Williams is fouled. She really does move, got very quick feet.
It is so difficult and takes time to adjust to the level of physicality and the pace in the Big 12.
8th leading freshman scorer in the Big 12. Very well balanced, although Vann has been scoring the lion's share of points. And now they go to their bench, and Lexi Keys comes in. This is the former Cowgirl, transferred in. Lightning rod when they played in Stillwater. They were all over her in that game, giving her a hard time, as you can well imagine. She played well in that game and looking to do so at home again this afternoon. Culleton trying to make that pass to Williams. What an adjustment in the paint. Everything but the finish. And it's pulled down by Rivera. She's in the game for the first time. And here's Aussie from downtown as she rattles it home.
That step back is sick from Aussie.
Egareba with the rebound. And a job well done here on the defensive end. Getting that stop. But there's the answer from the lady we just mentioned a moment ago. Lexi Keys, Tahlequah, Oklahoma, prepped at Sequoia High School. Garzone likes the matchup. Beautiful. Drive and draw. And then she found the wide open Quincy Noble for the deuce.
Once again, spreading the floor at a high level is going to recipe for success.
And back and forth we go with Nevaeh Tot into the scoring column. And J.C. Hoyt would love to have some of that bench. She would really prefer to play up and down. As you see Hurd knock down the triple. Staley, so very versatile, can play all 5 spots on the floor. And it's 18-17. And that reach-in foul.
Separation and space she needs, but she is constantly hunting that shot on the perimeter.
Raina Scott has come into game to operate at the point, number 2. Also in the Crimson, here's Kirsten Johnson with a nice maneuver in the lane. Got it up and over the taller Hannah Gusters.
I like OU driving.
Gusters, not many touches, feeds it, passing out of the post to Hurd, and that one goes off the heel.
OU is all over Gusters. Anytime she's down low, they have a player sagging off, trying to make it difficult to pass inside.
That one's too strong. Look at that offensive rebound by Kennedy Tucker. Kirsten Johnson is out of the game. Has a beautiful cut one more time as they find Peyton Verholst. That's 12-0 now in the paint for Oklahoma as they are dominating in the lane. And they go to Verholst. You see what she can deliver.
She cuts so hard to the basket. It's hard to stop a player who cuts hard and gets that first step on the defender.
Noble, too strong, but she stays with it. He gets it back and is fouled. For that stick-to-itiveness, Sahara Williams reaching in will pick up the foul. 85%, 7th best free throw shooter in the league. And of course, I jinxed her.
She was aggressive, getting to the rim, and also creating second-chance opportunities.
That's more like it. The North Texas transfer has started 20-plus games. Another three, Kennedy Tucker.
Well, why fix it if it ain't broke?
She's hit at a 33% clip this season from downtown, and the lead up to 7 as we come down to the final seconds of the opening quarter. Hurd has been their most efficient offensive option here in the early going, and we've got an offensive foul.
You're in trouble with her on the bench.
And she'll get an extra few seconds after the quarter exchange. Too strong, Garzone with the rebound. That's the end of one. Has never beaten the Sooners since coming in. She comes from a tremendous family in the state of Kansas in Eureka. Her mom won 4 straight state titles and an amazing 107 consecutive games. Just incredible pedigree for coaching. Says a little something to me that Gusters is still on the bench. Remember, no points for her in the first quarter, and she was devastating in the prior meeting in Stillwater. There's a nice move. So they go a little smaller, and Egareba using that ball screen. Can't get that one to go from the keyhole. With Gusters out of the game, it sort of changes the makeup of their half-court offense, doesn't it?
There's not a person down low constantly asking for the ball and demanding it, but here you see potentially a little 2-woman action with the screen. Yep,
and Hurd has been, as we mentioned, their most efficient offensive player here in the early going, and that 7-point lead is Williams. Outstanding job.
That was a good no call by the official. Egareba was already falling down by the time she came up.
It'll help them out, particularly with such a depleted lineup. And that jumper goes a little bit short, crying off the front iron for Quincy Noble. quick turnaround. Boy, she doesn't waste any time, Skylar Van. 29-22.
Verhulst did a great job setting up that play for Van. Oklahoma is practically positionless out there to an extent. It makes them so difficult to defend. Everybody can distribute and be a playmaker.
Bird posting up the shorter guard, but Nevaeh Tot did a nice job, made it difficult for her without committing the foul. And here's Oklahoma on a run yet again, extending their lead to their largest at 9 on a timeout. Cowgirls. 11 points today out of Deer Creek High, Edmond, Oklahoma, where you can find one of the great golf courses in all the land.
Is that so?
Yes, Pete Dye's Oak Tree.
What's your best score on it?
Oh, you know what? I played it very early. I wasn't as good as I am today, but
all right.
I did break 100.
Okay.
I think I was close to 90. This was probably about 11, 12 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
31-22 our score with 4 to change remaining. You would have to ask that, right?
Hey, I just wanted to, if you had a great score, get it out for the people.
Gusters gets the go.
They need her to establish an interior game.
No doubt about that. Finally, a miss from Skylar Van, and Gusters gets it to her. Let's see if they look to find her right away. And Culleton certainly thought the pass was coming.
Early in the possession. That's where she excels, getting right in the restricted area. Oklahoma's done a pretty good job so far, but State has to continue trying to get her looks inside.
Originally recruited by Kim Mulkey at Baylor, followed her to LSU before transferring. Did everything right except put it in the hole. And that 3-ball is rattled home by Verhulst, the Louisville transfer.
Verhulst does so much for this Oklahoma team, not just from a scoring perspective, but playmaking ability. She's averaging 4 assists per game. And this is a great play here. Get her the ball. That is in rhythm. She's practiced that shot 100 times. Coming off, feet set, shoulder squared, bada bang, bada boom.
Gusters, right where she wants it and in rhythm.
Good shot by Gusters because she's able to step back to about 10 feet, spread the floor. Now the defense has to come out. She's going to have more room to drive next time.
Great hands, pretty quick feet. Raina Scott back on the floor. Keys was trying to work a give and go. And there's the pop out for yet another quick hoop from Sahara Williams.
Williams can score anywhere on the floor. Her ability to be physical and take it off the dribble is impressive, but then to knock it from the short corner, she's becoming a lethal scorer. There's the double.
Ossie, that's her spot on the floor, and she drains the triple.
Looking over where the double's coming from and finding the open teammate.
Boy, that's just feathery touch from Verhulst.
I was going to say, the swish sounded great on that mic, man.
And they hit 4 of their last 5, make it 5 of 6. As Ossie with the pull-up, and it's 38-33 with a couple of minutes left. Annegret Ossie with 10 to lead the way for Oklahoma State. Great cut. And again, unable to finish that time, Keys. Langerman gets it out to Ossie. Boy, Ossie took a tough spill. Keys went down to check on her, showing a little sportsmanship for a former teammate. Gusters can't connect with that one. Pulled down by Verhulst. Great pass in the open floor. Count it, and a foul. Great Scott played at Nazareth in New York City, and she covered a lot of territory here.
Well, how about the pass from Peyton Verhulst? Boom, that thing is a dagger. Doesn't even have to break stride. Raina Scott finishing with a little bit of authority.
And I go all the way back to when Cheryl Miller was playing, and my goodness, Leon Barmore was winning titles at Louisiana Tech. The game is there's so much more talent, and it's so much more up and down the floor, free-flowing game in today's women's basketball.
If you love basketball, you should love women's basketball because it's more fundamental.
Yeah.
They can't play above the rim like
Absolutely.
on the men's side. So you have to be more strategic in the half court. You have to have some talent like that.
Ossie knocks that one down. Mike Hill, along with Casey Jacobson and LaFonso Ellis. We're back in our studios, and we'll be hearing from Sarge in a few moments to catch you up on everything going on in basketball. Boy, she's hot. I mean, Verhulst has a lot in her holster today. 43-35. Up against the clock. Wave it off. Will not count.
Confirmed by the officials. This will not count. It's a nice job by Oklahoma State trying to get up and get a shot, but not enough time.
Oklahoma State has 2 players that played every minute and likely will play every minute of the game to go along with it. Brett Ossie being one of those and Noble the other. I mean, it says a lot to me that J.C. Hoyt's team is where they are with how limited they are in terms of versatility and depth because of all those injuries. And we'll document more of that here in this half as you see a wide open look. Good ball movement leading to that bucket from Sahara Williams.
Oklahoma spreads the floor so well, so the ball movement means that the defense has to shift. It leads to open opportunities.
And you see on the floor for Oklahoma State, and that won't change very much. Gusters may come out, and Edgrabeva will come back in for her. There she is getting the ball on the flash. And Noble will pull up. They need her to bounce back after a quick start. She missed her last 4 shots. And it's 45-37. Well, just as I give the score, a little kiss. Even though she didn't use any back points, Sahara Williams blows one to the fan base of over 8,000 on hand today here at the Lloyd Noble Center.
Williams has fun when she's playing the game.
Yeah, she does. Hurd takes it in.
Sahara Williams not playing like a freshman at all. She's playing with a high level of physicality, moving to the right spots. That was a great decision to not try to drive it in because that could get blocked by Gusters. And hey, blow it, seal it with a kiss. Why not? She's been talking all game too. Having a little chatter with fellow freshman Steely Hurd on Oklahoma State. Sahara Williams brings all the juice.
West High School, Waterloo, Iowa. Coming off that 17-point performance in her last outing. Peyton Verholst out of DeSoto, Kansas. Already a dozen points today. That's just great defensive work by Noble. They had a great flash, but Noble was right with Nevaeh Tot all the way there.
Don't get back cut. Great job by Noble being in the right spot at the right time.
Gusters in traffic, uses the window.
That's where she's so good, getting deep positioning. Gusters is so strong as well. Oklahoma's trying to throw as many bodies on her as they can, but if they're late on that, she's going to make you pay.
Right where she wants it again. That's money.
Williams is going on a run on her own right now. She scored on nearly every single touch she's had because she's getting so open in space. Gusters does not want to come away from the rim and guarding her.
Nevaeh Tot with a quality find. There's Gusters again.
Can't stop it.
Tot finds her again. She turned down a good look.
She saw Gusters right there.
I think she preferred this, though. Yeah. She wanted the triple. Smiling from ear to ear, and you're right, she enjoys the game. Somebody somewhere is saying, shoot him some gleam, young lady. She is smiling from ear to ear. Has all 10 in this quarter for Oklahoma, number 32 at Crimson. And here's an answer again from Gusters down low.
Gusters is going back and forth right now with Sahara Williams down low in the paint. But she's been so deep every single time she catches it.
Tot from downtown. Williams kept that one alive, which enabled Van the extra opportunity. Noble with a little show and go. Hurried that one just a bit. Great help defense coming from Skylar Van as well. That's a beautiful pass from Keys. Ooh, but the iron is unkind to Van, but another opportunity for Van to get it back up, and she's fouled underneath.
She is absolutely everywhere. This has been a really physical game, and the officials are letting a lot go, which I love. It's February. You got to put on your big girl pants and come to work. Fantastic job by Van, banging down low, staying with the play, constantly moving, constantly working, not giving up. She's being rewarded now at the line.
That was Oklahoma State's first turnover, by the way, the one that Van came away with since the first quarter. I think she can become a liability defensively, trying to deal with Sahara Williams on the other end of the floor. Ossie, that was deflected. Boy, arms ever present. Kirsten Johnson got a hand on that to deflect it away.
That's like Go-Go Gadget arms.
Yeah. The lead balloons to 15. Oklahoma taking command. I think other than Booker at Texas, who's a dominant player,
Yeah.
who's played in 3 international events, and she's barely 18. This young lady, the success ceiling, there's no stratosphere to hold it. Count the basket and the foul to go with it, as Oklahoma's lead is now ballooned to 17 as Garzon picks up the foul.
This is the pace that OU wants to play at. And once again, Raina Scott making it work.
And once we come down to the other end with Gusters out of the game, you'll notice how the offense must change. I know we've said it already and don't want to be a broken record, but Stacey Hoyt's doing a remarkable job with this depleted lineup.
And we're coming off an NCAA tournament season and had so much momentum headed into this year, but just unfortunate when the injury bug hits the team so hard. But credit the way the Cowgirls have still come out, stayed consistent with how hard they've played in every quarter.
Well, Hurd has not been heard from of late after a quality start. She carried Oklahoma State in the early going. Beautiful pass inside. And Kirsten Johnson, Ossie, and Garzon need to start making some shots. They're the 2 best options with Gusters out. And right on cue, Garzon.
In fact, my mom and dad met at the Battle of Bedlam football game.
How about that?
How about that?
That's incredible. He shared something with Spencer Tillman. He met his future wife after scoring his first touchdown in the end zone. She was a pom-pom girl here.
That sounds like a fancier way to meet your spouse.
Well, there's Quincy Noble taking it away. Had a nice visit at halftime with Joe Castiglione, the AD here at Oklahoma. One of the best in the business. Think about that. And look how far they've come. And Sherry Cole, of course, the Hall of Famer that we touched on earlier. And many of those great players were out here to be recognized at halftime.
We just talked about the evolution of women's basketball as well and how exciting it's become. You have players all over the country, from Juju Watkins at USC, Caitlin Clark at Iowa.
Absolutely.
I mean, these players are must-see television right now.
Angel Reese at LSU, a part of that Final Four against Caitlin Clark last year.
It's been a really physical matchup, and the officials have let them play, which I love, but you do see a lot of contact there with the arms.
Raina Scott, not to be. Well, Ossie had her blocked out and then just continued to block, and will pick up the foul against Jones.
That was like a lineman trying to block right there up front, trying to grab them as pads. Right there, look, Ossie doesn't move, but you got to turn around there, box out, get a button to a gut, and push back.
I think that's a sure sign of fatigue right there. Ossie was sort of holding on, playing a lot of minutes, 3 fouls. And that's what happens a lot of times when you become fatigued. You start reaching, holding, that kind of thing can take place. Look at that offensive board work. And second chance points in Louisville.
Unbelievable job by OU, hunting and being as physical as possible with Oklahoma State.
Gusters has come back onto the floor. And they're going to feed and fan her as much as possible. That's just super work defensively by Kirsten Johnson.
And the help also coming over, too, from Scott made it difficult.
Van has been super consistent today. How about that change of direction from Scott? Raina Scott!
The little changes of direction.
Bench points 17-2 in favor of Oklahoma. That's a 15-point differential. Sort of says it all.
And Oklahoma's done a really nice job taking Quincy Noble out of her game. She has not had very many open looks, and when she does finally get an open look, it's late in a possession, she's tired.
Again, the bounce and the step and the putback.
Jenny Baranczyk loves to sub them in and keep bodies fresh, but for her to be able to go to her bench and have them be as productive as they have been is huge.
Gusters was looking for a foul there, did not get it. Again, defensively, Kirsten Johnson all over her. Van from 3. Oh, it's getting a little physical now. I think we might get a double T here.
And this happens right underneath the basket. You see number 20 right in front, whistles blown.
Yeah, that's a little bit much. By the way, Caitlin Clark is going to be on our air again. I know you got to see her recently. Baranczyk knows her family well, actually played at the same high school. She made the point to me, had a long conversation. She said the amazing thing to her about Caitlin is how much she's having to endure, that the level of appreciation for her and the pushback from so many about her success.
People split down the middle on being haters or being supporters of her, but
yeah,
look,
she should be celebrated
100%
in every sense. And think of what she's doing, not just for Iowa basketball and Coach Luther, but also what she's doing for women's basketball in general.
She's had to play it in every single minute of this game, has not sat down once. And as a player, when you start to get tired, it does impact your decision-making, your ability to be in the right spots.
Tot can't get it to go. And a foul. They're going to be quick now with the whistle after that F1. All of the discussion did what? It led to an angry coach on one side. They just say, here it is, and let's move on. We have video evidence. Oh, an offensive rebound. And again, that's another sign of fatigue, I think, for the defensive team when you give up an easy one like that.
Staley Hurd even said my bad on that.
Yeah. Verhulst, beautiful give and go, but she can't get it to go. But yet another rebound for the Sooners and a foul. Langerman committed the foul. That's her fourth.
And they have no choice but to keep her in. They don't have the bodies to sub her out.
Verhulst transferred from Louisville middle of the 22-23 season after playing 40 games for the Cardinals in parts of 2 years. It's been a long drought for Oklahoma State, upwards of 4 minutes now. 17-5 on the glass in this quarter alone. And up against the clock. And by the way, I saw as an 11-year-old as a freshman at the John Parker Ag Center against Auburn. And by the way, those games didn't count to his scoring. And oh, by the way, he had no three-point shot. And he averaged 44 a game. I'll say that.
And he did it in 3 years.
Yes, he did it in 3 years. But man, oh man, Caitlin Clark deserves all of the love and celebrative work from anybody involved in women's basketball and basketball in general. As finally, after a long drought, Quincy Noble knocks one down. Lexi Keys can't get that one to go. It's on the deck. Saved to Oklahoma State. Edgar Rebba on the deck now, number 24 for the Cowgirls. There she is, working against Van. Goes to her left side and makes it go.
Nice move by Edgar Rebba because she got deep down low. Oh.
A little fancy by Nevaeh Tot. Leaving it for Sahara Williams. Just sort of dropped that one off at the hip.
Tot's so smart. She's smart. She knows when she's going to potentially get blocked and be like, okay, just kidding, I'm going to pass it off. But she's smooth.
It was like a little shovel pass in traffic. 20 in the game for Sahara Williams. Gusters. She's got soft hands.
Catch everything.
But again, the inability to get back down the floor leaves them vulnerable. Gusters. Oklahoma State, 19 points total in this half, with 5 and change remaining. Oh, the iron kind, and the bank open on Saturday for Nevaeh Tot.
That's what you get when you play at home, right? Those are those home rims coming into effect.
Man, a shooter like you can appreciate that. If Oklahoma State is going to pull off an upset against a team like the Sooners, they need a little help, meaning turn the ball over some. You know, West Virginia turned them over 25 times. But there are times when they get a little loose with the ball, but that certainly has not been the case today.
No, the other issue that you run into when you play as fast as Oklahoma does is a lot of times you have miscues that happen as a result, but OU has dominated pace of play. They've been patient in the offense in the half court. And Jenny Baranczyk says it best. We are at our best offensively when everybody touches the ball in a possession, because it forces the defense to have to guard everybody on the floor and pick their poison. But Oklahoma has been so balanced offensively. They have 40 points in the paint, and then from three, they've been able to knock it down at a 38% clip. I mean, that inside-outside game has been so dangerous.
Some disruption into the flow of their offense, and I've seen none of that today.
And the communication and spacing is also so good for Oklahoma offensively.
They just swing the ball, and here's Scott. Iron downright rude there, but a pickup by Verhulst for the putback. 24 and 21, and they'll play a little high-low with those two. And unforced turnover by Noble.
Had someone on her in a red jersey from the moment she touches the ball because she was so lethal. 17 points in that first matchup. And she came out here tonight. Oklahoma wasn't going to get fooled twice, so to speak.
Indeed. 4 out of 14 from the floor for her. Garzone again has her pocket pick, counted in a foul. Quickness to the ball. In defense of Noble, she finally went to the bench for the very first time today. Okay, she played almost 37 consecutive minutes of basketball. Really makes it tough when you don't have the help.
Credit how aggressive Oklahoma's been creating those second chance opportunities. A lot of teams try to get players back in transition, but Oklahoma just tries to finish every play.
Another turnover. Scott pulls up. Got it.
You can't defend that. You can't defend it. When you stop on a dime and let everyone blow by you, it's so difficult to stop.
Every loose ball belongs to the Sooners. 85-56. 88-56. Jones, boy, pure shooter. Disciple of Blair. There's Gusters. Threw that one up a little bit from the hip. And I'll tell you, Booker is just an outstanding player. I think she's the next great women's basketball player. I mean, truly great women's basketball player. Young lady from Texas. That bucket will count, and there's a foul to go with it. I think it may have been a clear out against Oklahoma. So we'll go to the other end. And still playing hard, even with that huge lead. Raina Scott knocked that one away from Butler.
This is a huge confidence boost for Oklahoma as they head into that Texas
No doubt about it.
Huge.
One of the other reinforcements, Landry Allen is out on the floor. 25 in the Crimson. And again, just one of those fatigue turnovers. And the ball will stay on this end of the floor with time winding down. And the better part of 8,000 have hung on, and they are rising to attention on this celebration weekend of 50 years of women's basketball at OU.
In over 50 years, OU has consistently been some of the darlings of women's basketball.
Gusters retrieves that one and then throws it away.
Compile it upon, but still there's a lot of talent, a lot of high ceiling for so many of these players.
J.C. Hoyt will have them back in no time. Too much talent, too much history to go along with it. But today is all about the Sooners, and their future is right now with Texas coming to town next. A lot of respect between those two young coaches. One 36, the other just turned 42. A sixth consecutive win over the Cowgirls for Oklahoma. And she knows what those young ladies have gone through with all of the injuries too. Some empathy you could tell there as she went through the handshake line.
Now, coaches understand. There's a ton of respect between Coach Hoyt and Coach Baranczyk. I'll tell you what, today, Oklahoma looked like a Sweet 16 team.
They did.
When they had that balance that they show offensively. It's scary.